girl Lanika. I'm with Taste Amazing, and I'm rocking with real life entrepreneurs. Make sure y'all fuck with me.
What's going on, everybody? You rocking with the real life entrepreneurs, and it's your boy A1 Steel.
Hey, man, it's the biggest voice on the low. It's the Cho.
Hey, say, man, we got a beautiful, beautiful guest, man. And if y'all don't know her food, man, it's Taste Amazing, man. Miss Lanika in this thing. Hey, so Miss Lanika, tell us where you from and, like, how you all started to get into the cooking.
I'm originally from Dayton, Ohio. Nobody ever know that because I moved here from Little Rock, Arkansas. So if you ask me just on a regular day where I'm from, I'm going to say Little Rock. Because I grew up in Little Rock. I learned everything, you know, that I know in Little Rock. But I'm from Ohio. That's where all my family and stuff is. But I just spent most of my life in Little Rock. I've been in Dallas for 15 years now. That make me feel like I'm old. But I moved here in 2007. And I've been here, you know, I just came here on a whim, like, it's only 5 hours from Little Rock. If it don't work, I can go back, you know. Yeah. But I ain't went back yet.
What brought you out here? What, like, was you working?
Ooh, now he okay.
I'm just, you know, I get what, Dallas got everything. Little Rock is Memphis right there, you know, you could have went.
I just told somebody this story like 3 days ago. So I moved here when I was 19, and I was in a relationship.
Okay.
And I was going to college. I dropped out of college and went to hair school. And I was like, okay, this is going to be it. And I had a boyfriend. He was in the military when I first was in college. Then he came home my second year, so I got off track, worried about my relationship. And then it started going bad. We was considering moving here together. Well, that didn't work out. So it went bad. I'm like, I'm finna go to Texas. And I came here, like I made this decision at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. By 3 o'clock that afternoon, I was living here, and I've been here ever since.
You spontaneous like that.
Yeah, I am. Okay. I'm not no more now that I got kids. Yeah. I'm not no more, but I used to be like get up and go. Like it is what it is.
3 in the morning.
3 in the morning. It's over with. I guess it's something better for me.
So
this can't be life.
So growing up, what did you think you was gonna be? Like, what was your thing growing up? Was you in music? Was you doing hair? What was you doing?
I did hair. That's funny. I did hair for. I started doing hair when I was 13. I started doing my own hair in the 3rd grade because my mama just couldn't do hair. Yeah. I'm like, look, this is, and I always been about, you know, how I look or whatever. No, for sure. Like, this hairstyle is ugly. I'm not wearing this to school. It's over with. So in the 3rd grade, I started doing my own hair. But then when I was 13, I started doing other people's hair, and I started making money off, you know. I'm like, this is cool. So I did hair I finished hair school. I stopped doing hair to do this, to do the catering, to cooking. I stopped. The last place I worked at D Hair Boutique in 2018 or 2019. I can't remember. I think the last time I did hair was like 2018.
That's Yellow Baby Mama, right?
2019. Yeah.
She do hair in there?
No, she don't do hair. She used to. She used to like. She don't do it anymore. But her stores used to have like salon suites in. And so the last time I did hair, I worked at D Hair Boutique, and after I started just hating, like I'd be doing somebody hair, like I fucking hate this shit. Oh, I hate it. I'd just be mad, just have attitude. It could be my home. I just didn't like it no more.
I just got fed up.
I got fed up, and by this, like I said, I started at 13, so now I'm probably I was over 30.
You're making a bank off that, especially you going.
But the thing with the hair industry, it changed so much that it's just like a headache, and women are so indecisive. Yeah. And when I was doing hair, I was also bartending. And so it was kind of like, you know, over here bartending, I bartended at the club. So you dealing with men over here, easy. Y'all just easy. Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong, everything right, it's cool. You know, you get some guys that be tripping. I'm like, dealing with women is just, even bartending, when you get a woman, it's like, oh, she about to complain. And I probably do the same shit. But I hated it. I'm like, I'm sick of it. I can't take it no more. And I was already kind of doing the food. I'm like, this got to work. I ain't doing this no more. So I stopped doing hair then. But I tapped into the food when I was bartending. I was bartending and waitressing at the club. And the club I was working at was kind of popular for the food. And we moved buildings, and the new building didn't have a kitchen. And everybody knew it was Onyx.
Oh, Onyx. Okay.
You know, Onyx used to have big clubs. Yeah, for sure. And then they moved to the old Black Orchid on the backside.
Black Orchid, yeah.
So when they moved over there, it didn't have no kitchen. Yeah. And everybody was used to coming to Onyx. You know, people coming from out of town, they thinking, I'm going to Onyx.
So you started cooking over there?
I started cooking. Well, they didn't have a kitchen, so everybody knew I would cook.
You started cooking at the old one?
I started cooking. No, not the old one. When we got to the new one, the people at work would be like, what you cook today? And I started taking them food up there to the club. So from there, the customers would be like, damn, I want some. And so I started taking plates to the club. I was cooking at home, and I was taking plates to the club. So I started with maybe like 20 plates. Then, like, within a week, it was like 40 plates. Then it was like 60 plates. Did you start with
the seafood first?
No, like, the very first thing I took up there to sell, I did some taco plates. It was just, I wanted to do something easy.
And they was eating them up like that, tacos?
They was fucking them up. Well, you know, I took like 20
tacos
or 25.
and drunk, that just kind of run together.
I had beans and rice, and then it was like 2 or 3 tacos, and it was like $15. And the shit was gone before I would, the valet people would help me unload my car. Before I even got in to get behind the bar to work, the food was gone. Damn. So I'm like, okay, well, shit, this is... So now I'm going to work. I'm making like double the money. I'm like, okay, I was making...
Right. Like, you were still bartending too?
I was still bartending. Like, before I even get a chance to get behind the bar, the food gone. So I'm like,
so you go to bartending.
I go back to bartending. So then I started doubling, bringing more. So I got up to like 60 places. I'm like, no, this is just too much. I ain't even cut out. And I was just... making anything I could think of. It wasn't no menu. Yeah. It might be tacos today, meatloaf tomorrow. Like that type of shit.
What you got today?
Anything. Like when I took spaghetti, I think it wasn't even. It might have been spaghetti. I'm like, these people will buy any. Who is buying spaghetti?
Drunk people, man.
Yes, the people that's hungry.
They home
for real.
And they already didn't taste your food, so
they trust you.
Yes,
whatever you bring, they gonna try.
And that's how that was in 2016.
And you know, Onyx had regulars too. Like they got regulars.
That's why I said they gonna already know that nigga cooking shit.
They know the place for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So, that's how it was. It was surprising to me because I cooked anyway. I always cook. It was this lady back in the day that used to sell a place like when I was pregnant with my daughter. It was like 2011, and her place was like $10, and it was cool. And so my kid's dad and all his people was like, "You need to sell a place. Your food better than hers." I'm like, who about to really buy some? You know what I'm saying? And she was like an older lady. She had a van. She just looked like she sell plates. I'm kind of like, I don't want to sell plates. Yeah. Like, that just sound old school. Some grandma. Even to this day, like when I pull up to do my caterings or whatever, or I do tastings, because now it's totally different. So I'm doing tastings. I'm going to do walkthroughs on venues and stuff, and they like, oh, I thought you were gonna look different.
Yeah, they think you about.
They think I'm gonna be older. When it boils down, they think I'm gonna be older, and they think I'm gonna be real fat.
Either ankles.
They think I'm gonna be real fat, or they think I'm gonna be an old lady. Yeah. Like it just ain't making sense to people.
You already know them swollen ankles.
But them ain't the only ones that throw down.
No, here we go, right here. Here we go. We got a new whole generation. Yeah, so who was the cook in your family? Like when y'all throw down, are you still the cook at Thanksgiving, or is it grandma, mama who throw down? Who's the?
You know what? So my grandma, they said, but my grandma, when I was born, when I was old enough, she was sick, so she wasn't cooking anymore. But everybody say that she did hair and she cooked. Like everybody was that was whose house you go over for the food or whatever. Sure. So I'm guessing I probably got it from her. She did hair, she cooked, and my mama couldn't do hair at all. And my mama cooked, but cooked like on a regular.
Skip the
generation. Yeah. My mom was like, cook for me and my brother type, nothing too major. But now to this day, it's kind of like I will cook because I love to entertain and I love cooking. But when you get paid to cook and you got to cook so much, I used to volunteer to cook all the time.
Don't say that you start getting burned out on cooking.
Not that I'm getting burned out, but it's like, now I don't want to be cooking for free.
You know
what I'm saying? I got a little, but I will. But I'm not gonna volunteer it. Because I used to be like, oh my God, every Sunday.
First one with your hand on.
I'm cooking. I'm about all the stuff because I don't want to buy. I'm obsessed with going to the grocery store. So it's
like you want the right shit.
I want all the right stuff.
You don't want nobody come back with no great value. You gonna be like, what is this?
And I do use off-brand. I use store brand certain things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't that, but it's just like. It's just
you got a way of
I'm real old fashioned when it comes to that grocery store. I make a list on paper. I got to have a certain way. So it's like I used to be big on. I used to be like, yeah, come over. I'm gonna cook, y'all. It's raining. I'm gonna cook. Oh, it's a holiday. I'm gonna cook now. If you ask me, I will, but I ain't about to volunteer like I used to. I know my friends, my family be mad.
You be too booked.
Not too booked, but I do be booked.
So where you coming? How you come up with when you started cooking, then you came up with your own sauce. How did you got so deep and just like, man, I'm gonna just create my own sauce, my own seasoning. She got her own seasoning.
I should have brought all that right.
You should have.
I should have brought.
You brought us some food though, y'all. She brought us some food.
Yeah, you can get, and you can give us some seasoning in there. So we finna start doing commercials and stuff too. So we can do a little commercial.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I actually just got this box. Like, you know how they have like the hair boxes or whatever. I got a box. I'm gonna do like a seasoning gift set or whatever. It'll be an apron, Taste Amazing apron, and then it'll have 3 seasonings in it. So once she just finished it like last week, and I haven't even got the boxes actually printed. So once I get the boxes printed, I'm gonna bring y'all one up here.
For sure, let us help.
For sure.
Sure, advertise it. Cause man, y'all, if y'all ain't tried that Taste Amazing, like say, I was the best customer.
He was for real, y'all. He is not capping. He was gonna come through it. I'm like, it's gonna be a way. He wasn't tripping at all. He sent so many people. Like, thank you so much.
I sent a lot of people.
He did.
Like,
he
turned
did.
people on. They be like, everybody's like, bro, what is that?
He was hyping me up. His daddy came. He was like, yeah, my son.
My pops, my pops came up there.
When
like,
older people try my
like, I had
food,
went and
I be
tried,
nervous.
like, cause my mom and them are some seafood people.
Yeah.
So I was like trying to get him. I'm like, man, y'all should try Taste Amazing. They like, my mom like, where's that place at? It's not a place. Just, you know what I'm saying? This, it's this girl. She cook, Ooh, so one day, she was like, oh, like one day I'm gonna bring y'all some. You know what I'm saying? So I had brought her some. I always get the fried rice. You know what I'm saying? Take the fried rice, bomb. She put a little sauce on there. I'm talking about, bro.
He gets me right now. It's good though, for real.
Good. Man, let them try that, man. They was like, my mama was like, whoa. Now, where you get this from again? Say, what day is she? I said, hey, I had to give her the schedule. Like, hey, you got to cancel, because, I know she got a lot of orders. So you're not going to
ever bless the city with a restaurant?
No, I am. Okay. I am. But now, at first, I was, like, rushing it. Because what I was doing was a ghost kitchen out of Mickey Sports Bar. It's in Grand Prairie. I thought it was a long way. But I did a ghost kitchen out of there. He wasn't open. It's a bar or whatever, so they were only open at night. So during the daytime when he wasn't open, he just let me, because he actually invited me in. The owner, he invited me in. He used to order meal prep with me because I used to do meal prep before I was doing, like, individual orders. And so he was getting meal prep for me, and he was just like, I really want more people to try your food. You know what I'm saying? I was cool with the meal prep, whatever. So he invited me on Labor Day. I think it was 2019. He invited me on Labor Day. He was just like, do that pasta. And I did like 10 pans of pasta. And I just went up there on Labor Day. Actually, when he called me to invite me, I was in Miami. And I was coming back the next day. And I'm like, I ain't got no time to play. He was like, well, just cook it. I cooked it when I got back and did it. And all the pasta sold out. And so from there, he was just like, whenever you want to, do something, just let me know. So I started thinking a little bit bigger. I'm like, okay, well, I might need to go ahead and just, I started hearing about ghost kitchens. I'm like, well, I might could roll with that. And so then I did the ghost kitchen, and that's how, from there, I already had, like, a little bit of clientele from doing the plates and, just different people that I kind of knew, a good amount of people or whatever. But once I got into Mickey's, it was like it went up to a different level. Because like he did, he was telling everybody, every single customer I had was just the word. It was like, for real. But I didn't have.
And she had special days, too, like where she'll just cooks, like, certain thing, like she'll have a boil one day, but she'll still have everything else on, but she'll have she'll add a seafood.
So was you big on social media already, or what?
I was getting into social media. That's my life. Like social media is paying my bills. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Word of mouth for sure too. And with catering, I'm realizing, because now I've tapped into corporate catering. That's more so word of mouth, and that's like a whole nother ball game. But social media is definitely where you make your presence known, and from there it kind of just.
So you big on TikTok and all that?
I ain't major on TikTok. Instagram. I really fool with Instagram. I'm trying to tap into TikTok. My daughter is 11, and she be like, "Mom, you need to do it." So she made me a TikTok, and I be posting, here and there, like certain things I posted to do good, but then some of it, and I just haven't gotten to the flow of being committed. The
same videos that you post, the reels that you post on your Instagram, just take them. You can take them and just.
But I noticed with Instagram and TikTok, like, if you make it on TikTok, it do better. If you make it on Instagram, it does better. So I be trying to, it just be a lot to
me. Oh, yeah? I didn't even know that.
That ain't a fact, but that's what it seems like. That's what I feel like. You know what I'm saying? When you make the videos through the app, those seem like they get a little bit more recognition. I don't know how they know, but I'm sure they know. But,
how you get the, like, I seen you with finesse, you did finesse. had who was the other girl that was
Miracle Watts.
Yeah, Miracle Watts and her, that baby shower. I was like, that was cool. I said when I seen that, I said, oh, she taking off.
Yeah, like you a part of something. I know you did. Like, yeah,
she taking off. That's
she taking off. Look, that's
I said, I taste this shit before they do.
I told y'all.
She taking off.
No, but it was just when I say random. So with Miracle. It's Miracle and her boyfriend is Tyler Lepley. He like a real popular actor or whatever. And so her sister booked me in the beginning of the year, like P Valley. They do P Valley. They on P Valley, both of them. And so her sister booked me back in like February. She got a cabin in Broken Bow. Her sister did for her birthday, and she just found one of her friends found me on Instagram. They were just looking for a chef that could go with them to Broken Bow, Oklahoma for 3 days. And so they contacted me, and she, booked or whatever. She booked me for 3 days. I went out there, cooked for them breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day, and it was like 25 of them. And I took my assistant. They had us our own little, those houses in Broken Bow be huge. Man. So we had our own little wing of the house. It was right by the kitchen, and we just cooked, breakfast, lunch. We did like breakfast and lunch.
You saying we? So you got a team?
It was just me and my assistant. She went with me. To do that event. And so from there, it was like her and her friends, Miracle's sister is younger than her. And so she was turning, I think Morgan was turning 24. And so from there, you know how you spend 3 days with somebody around the clock. They just fell in love with us. We was older, you know what I'm saying? They was all of them was like 19, between 18 and 24. Yeah. So we was we was cooking, but we was like taking care of them too. So they family was like thankful that they had somebody else there to kind of look after. So it kind of just became like a, a little family bond or whatever. And so from there, she was like, I'm going to make sure. She never even told me she was Miracle Watts' sister until, like, later on into the booking, but right before we went. She was like, I'm going to try my best to get you to do something for her, you know what I'm saying, just for the publicity or whatever. And so she said that, but I didn't think nothing. It was like, should you pay? Cool. You don't even owe me no. Unless you pay, whatever it is.
Cool. It was just cool doing, even being around kicking it.
And so once she got pregnant, she called me. She was like, when she had her baby shower, I want you to do something. So when they had the baby shower, her aunt reached out, which was the one who was planning it. They just from the beginning was like, "You gonna do?" They didn't get food from me because they had they wanted a barbecue food truck, and so they had something because she was doing like a rodeo cowboy type of theme or whatever. So they had something specific on the food. So we did the mocktail bar, and I kind of added that service on like right before, maybe like a couple of months before that. So the mocktail bar, it's like just some fancy ass drinks. Some of them have alcohol, some of them don't. And like I said, I was a bartender for like 4 or 5 years. So I'm really good at making drinks. So it was kind of like, the drinks, that's super easy for me. And once I realized, okay, that's sell too, we're just going to add on the mocktail bar,
So did they get to taste any of your food?
Like I said, her family had already tried the food because a lot of her family was there. But at that event, it was just bartending services and the mocktail bar for Miracle and Tyler. But then Finesse, 2 times, his baby mama, she said she been following me for 2 years. She was like, she reached out to me before he came home, actually, and I was booked already. She wanted to do him a welcome home. She wanted me to do a dinner for his welcome home party when he got out in July. And I was already booked that day. And, of course, I tried to move some stuff around.
God, for real.
I tried my best, but it was like, when somebody getting out of prison, you don't know exactly when it's going to be. So I was going to have to just be available, and it was going to be in Houston. And it really just didn't work. It was going to be a stretch. And I was going to have to refund these people on some hope this work out type stuff. So I was like, okay, and I'm kind of like, you can't miss what you never had. I ain't, not like I'm just, but I ain't thirsty about that. I go with what feel good, what's natural, and it kind of just felt like, for real. And it felt kind of forced. So I was like, I ain't going to worry about it. But she was still cool. She was like, that ain't going to work out, but I'm the same thing. I'm going to make sure. She was like, I've been following you for 2 years. I want to try your food so bad. And, but people say that all the time. So then a couple months later, she called and she was like, this Jen, this is, I'm trying to, get you booked for, to do his daughter's birthday party. She turned 5. I'm like, okay, cool. First couple of questions I'm going to ask, what's the date? How many people? Ask her the questions. She said 18 people and it's tomorrow. But it was already like this time. And it was the next day in Houston. And it was like 18 people. I'm like, what the fuck? So then she was like, okay, so I know that might be a stretch, but I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't have, because on the weekdays I'm not super busy. So I'm like, okay, I am available. Now I just got to figure out how I'm going to get my kids situated, how I'm going to make all this work out. She wanted me to do all the treats, the cakes, find somebody to do the decorations. She just gave me control over the whole baby birthday party. Like, I'm going to just use you. I know you know what to do. We ain't never planned nothing before. We just now getting our hands on this kind of money to be able to do this type of shit. And I don't know where to start. I know that I want you to do the food. And you got the rest. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but damn, this was a lot of pressure. So I got a best friend.
For real, the ticket got to be high.
Time out. You had 24 hours to do this?
24 hours. Yeah, it wasn't even 24 hours. It was like actually
and you had to get
like 15 hours, and I had to get to Houston. And I was on my way to Lil Baby and Chris Brown concert when she called. I'm like, damn, I'm all in the concert. I can't even enjoy the concert. I'm like, what the fuck? The concert over at 11. I got on the road to Houston. I dropped my kids off and went straight to Houston. That shit was crazy, but it worked out. It worked out good. No, but I found my best friend. He is an event planner. I'm like, look, and he was literally used to live in Houston. He was on his way back from Houston on the road when I called him. He had just
he busted a U-turn like mud, did it?
Yeah, and he said finesse. And he's spicy, right? So here he go. I'm like, okay, look, finesse 2 times. Girlfriend just called me. She want to do this. He was like, okay, when? Tomorrow. Where? In Houston. Bitch. I'm on my way back from Houston right now. What I look like? I'm going to call you back. I'm like, oh, shit, he tripping. I done made her think I got it. You know what I'm saying? It's cool because I'm like, I could easily call him. But anyway, he did it. We got a truck. We loaded the truck up and went to Houston, made it happen. When I tell you, they were like the most thankful set of people. Like, his mama I got a video on my phone. She was like, you bitch. They was just so thankful. They was just
24 hours. They better be thankful.
When they came in, because his events they rented out the whole trampoline park. Mm-hmm. He decorated the little like the food area in the trampoline park, and I did the food. We did the whole setup. They had all they wanted was the smoke. They wanted the smoke and the drinks and the smoke by the food. She was like, that's the only thing we gotta have. With the food, they didn't even care what it was, and shit. We made.
What you cook for?
I made it was small too. I did 6 steaks because a few people wanted steaks. I did some pasta, the Alfredo. I want to say, I can't even remember.
Oh, but you only wanted like 20 plates though, right?
Yeah, it was only 20 people. Okay. So we just did like a small setup, and they wanted the little mocktail bar, like I was saying I do with the real cute drinks. Yeah. They was real big on that, so I did like a real nice bar for them or whatever. It was easy. It was super easy.
Sure. I'm thinking larger, but 20 plates you can get.
That ain't at this point. That ain't really too much of nothing. That's easy. That's real easy.
You say you like to cook big, so
it was easy, but it was. I mean, it worked out. I was real cool. And they say it kind of built a little, relationship. I ain't like I could pick up the phone and just call for anything, but it built, you know what I'm saying? For sure. So they was good people, for real good people.
That's live, for real. I know that up the status a whole lot.
Yeah, that was the first TikTok I did, and it was like, okay, they really fucking with the TikTok.
That's a whole lot, cause just for people reaching out to you like that, and they be like, damn. That nigga just got out of jail. That nigga I didn't even know about her. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, damn.
Have you ever done a wedding, or what's the biggest type of venue you've ever
done? I actually just got a booking for my largest event. It's in December. Okay. And that's like the largest amount of people. It's 325 people. And it's a corporate event. It's a company that owns like 3, you know how you driving downtown or whatever, you see these big buildings, you don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is.
They have commercial properties. And so I got an event so that's gonna be my largest one. But up until that point, I would say my largest is like 250 people. And I do weddings. I've done, I don't know how many at this point, but I probably done at least like 7 weddings. Maybe.
All this at the house, or what you got like how do you?
So for a while, I was still using the restaurant. It's like a commercial kitchen. So when I do my bigger orders, I do that. You know what I'm saying? Or I cook at the venues. A lot of the bigger venues, they have kitchens and stuff there.
So you still let you use the kitchen? And
if I need to use the kitchen, I do. Like a commercial kitchen. The relationship means a lot, for real. Sure. But yeah, so that 350, I'm looking forward to that. I'm like, okay, this is a big deal.
That's a big deal.
350 people, that's a big deal.
That's why I asked you that. Like,
I done been to the catering. Show catering is live too. Cause she catered my girl, my baby mama, her auntie.
Oh yeah.
You remember? I didn't even know she was catering. You know what I'm saying? We just pulled up, and when I walked out, when I see her, I Oh man, this shit.
That's how I always be when I go do a catering, and it's like it might be one person there to know about me. Seem like they always get there late. They be like, "Oh shit," and everybody be like,
Did nobody know about her but me and my girl? But her auntie just wanted to wanted to try.
She used to buy plates for me every now and then up at GM, and I would take a but it wasn't like consistent like that.
We was every day.
So about how much does it take like a little party wedding? How much does it cost? I know it go off to people, so like 100 people. What's that? You can't just.
It just depends because if you get chicken, that's gonna be totally different because I do a lot of seafood.
All type of stuff, bro.
So that seafood gonna hit a little different. But I mean, on average, I will say I do have a minimum, and there ain't nothing nowhere near
lamb chops, bro. She
close to
down
people,
through there, bro. She go down.
So you close to what?
I mean, it's not like my minimum ain't gonna do nothing for 100 people, but for a minute, if you want me to come make a bowl of cereal for you and so, if you just want me to come do it, my minimum right now is $650 to do anything. But ain't nobody calling me for a bowl of cereal. But I'm just saying.
We just saying. Don't
you know
play.
what I'm saying? That's the minimum.
Don't play. $650.
Don't hit on line. Don't hit on line.
Ain't no big boss.
$650. $650. Boy, you better have a nice couple people in there.
Nah, for sure. It better be. Nah.
I mean, because it's like it's
$650. How many people that feed though? Like if
the
you pay $650,
for $650, the max you probably would get maybe. It depends on what you're getting.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends on the meals. Yeah.
Maybe.
We gonna say seafood.
Seafood. 10 people. 10
people. You might get 10. You probably get about 8 on the seafood. Because now you know how you see those king crab. The king crab by the pound is $65 a pound, and you know how many you get with a pound? 1.5 legs. 1.5 is $65 a pound. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I ain't just taxing just. Cause I think I can.
That's why when I was when people was like, oh man, her private man, do y'all know how much she got? She got to go buy.
You know what I'm saying?
She got to go buy, and she got to make it. She got to go buy, and she got to, you know what I'm saying? She got to make it and make a profit off of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Everything went up.
That shit high. Like you said, a cluster. You might pay $14 for, like you said, a cluster.
Yeah, and then when you give somebody one cluster, they looking at you like, what? I paid $25. Well, I paid $14. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta pay somebody else to be here to make sure it go good. So, you know, it's all a business.
You gotta pay for what you want.
For sure.
You're in the right business because you know, even with love, I mean, cooking with love. You say what?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. Nah, for sure. We already talked about this, Miss. What this is? Explain to me.
Okay, so that's the TikTok made me do it. That's gonna be the caption when I post it. I'm gonna go home tonight and make my video. Okay. It's called the $1 Million Spaghetti. It's been all over the internet, and I ain't real big on the trends, but I'm trying to, you know, stay up on the times with the food. So I did that one yesterday for the last night I tried it, and it's good. It's like TikTok, they did a little, somebody, I don't know who came up with it, but it's like a collaboration with spaghetti and Alfredo. So,
you ever did a cook-off?
I haven't. It's this other chef I'm cool with, and she said something to me a couple of weeks ago, like, we need to do, I don't know what kind of, and I ain't really big on, like, you know, I'll do it, but I ain't really big on planning it, but I'll get in it if what it is.
All right, Tim, you tell them what you got coming in the future. What's next? What they could be looking for.
So like I said, I got my seasoning gift set that's I'm trying to have that like ready to go for Christmas. I actually might be getting into some executive chef type of stuff where I'll be, you know, working somewhere else for a little while, but I'm still, you know, I always do Taste Amazing. Other than that, I'm tapping into the corporate catering. I'm not saying I'm not gonna do like event catering, but that's where I'm at with it right now. That corporate catering is definitely where it's at. That's
350 people.
Yeah. Well, I'm tapping into that. But yeah, this is what I do. I don't plan on stopping no time soon. I'm just trying to take it further and further.
The sky's the limit.
For sure. Like for real with that food, I never would have thought, but
everybody gotta eat.
For sure.
Cooking with love.
I'm cooking with love, a whole lot of it. I got a lot of love to give, and it's all in the food.
Tell them where to find you at.
Check me out on Instagram at Taste Amazing, one word. And people think it's spelled wrong, but it's not. My last name is Maze, so it's TasteAmazeng. So it's my last name in there, Taste Amazing.
That's what's up.
And on Facebook, I just use my real name. I'm Lanika Maze. TikTok is _Taste Amazing, spelled the same.
Rocking with the real life entrepreneurs, man. It's your boy A1 Steel.
Hey man, it's the Chone. We gotta go.
Let's go.